a savage killer who inflicted an agonizing death upon his victim, subjecting him to 164 separate injuries, has been jailed for life with a minimum term of 27 years. Now Mustafa's barbaric attack upon Michael Brierley saw him issue fatal injuries with a range of weapons, kicks and punches, with the coroner commenting the 46-year-old's organs were found relatively bloodless following the killer's rampage. Mr. Brierley was pronounced dead in his Nelson bungalow on November 8, 2021, after his partner with whom he shared the house, Jeannie Wright, called 999. But by this stage, Mustafa had fled, hurrying to his mother's house to get changed before withdrawing cash to buy crack cocaine and visiting a corner pub with friends. However, just hours later, police tracked down Mustafa and arrested him on suspicion of murdering Mr. Brierley and assaulting Mrs. Wright, with a jury finding him guilty on both counts at the end of a 3-week-long trial. During the trial at Preston Crown Court, jurors were told how Mustafa had exercised control over Mr. Brierley and Mrs. Wright, using their home as a base for drug-taking, drinking and sex with several different women. Mustafa also ensured the payment of Mr. Brierley's benefits into his bank account, something which demonstrated the level of power he held over the vulnerable man. Prosecutor Paul Reed QC outlined how during the early hours of the morning on the day of his death, Mustafa had repeatedly attacked Mr. Brierley with a range of weapons, including part of a metal bed frame, which he later tried to clean in a bid to get rid of the evidence. Jailing him, the Honourable Mr. Justice Barry Cotter told Mustafa, "Michael Brierley suffered an agonising death at your hands, for no reason whatsoever. Your attack was as senseless as it was barbaric. As for mitigation, I take into account all that Mr. Wright QC has said on your behalf. However, I cannot see any mitigation. This was not a momentary loss of control. It was a vicious, ferocious, and sustained attack, which took real effort to kill a man." Speaking after the sentencing, Detective Chief Inspector A.L. Davies said, "Michael and his partner had been subjected to months of abuse at the hands of Naeem Mustafa. That abuse, including intimidation, bullying, physical and financial abuse. In effect, Mustafa had taken over the whole lives of Michael and his partner. This often referred to as cuckooing. The violence which was shown to Michael progressed over a significant number of months and culminated on November 8, with him sustaining 164 injuries. This was a brutal, savage, and frenzied attack which resulted in